Hey 143 fam, I'm Antonia and thank you for being here. Are you ready for September? This is going to feel like a very different energy than we felt in August. I'm channeling for us collectively, dreams will be realized. We're going to take a look and see what September has in store for each sign individually in just a minute. But first of all, I need to thank you guys so much. In August, I hit 10,000 subscribers. At the time of filming this, I'm almost at about 12,000, which is mind-blowing to me because this channel is not even a year old. So thank you guys so much for your support here. To celebrate 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway every single Friday on Instagram. We did this once in August. It went over really well. You guys get to ask me one free question, and I choose a handful of winners. A good amount of info comes through, even just for one question, so it's very much worth your while. But as always, I will still be giving away 2 free readings, 2 more extensive readings here on YouTube. If you would like to be considered for a free reading, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below your video. Let me know that you have subscribed. Let me know what you thought of the messages that came through, if you resonated with any of them. And I will notify winners from here forward on Instagram and on Twitter, both Urban Soul Guru, okay? Because some of you are missing notifications on YouTube, so I want to make sure winners know that they have won. So again, winners will be notified at the very end of the month, of each month, on Instagram and on Twitter. Now let's take a look. Let's check out this energy for September. Let's see what's in store. Hey Taurus, this reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to take a look at your general overview first, then love. I will have timestamps down below. Taurus, general overview, September 2019. Taurus, general overview, September 2019. Taurus, coming into your reading before I pressed record, I started getting these incredibly bad pains in my chest. And for a minute, I thought Spirit was saying, okay, you maxed out, you're done with videos, pick this up another day. But I channeled that I needed to talk to Taurus about this, okay? And so as I'm shuffling, this is coming up again. It feels like somebody is pulling at your heartstrings. It feels like this may already be happening as you step into September or over the first couple of weeks of September. Somebody's pulling at your heartstrings and it's causing you, feels like maybe some serious emotional pain. It may be manifesting into the physical, but it feels like there are suppressed emotions here. But it feels like someone's pulling at your heartstrings because you may have chosen to move on. It feels like a little bit of guilt. It feels a little bit deceptive. Like, for example, you know, it's bad for the kids if we get divorced. You're giving up on our family. You're splitting up our family. It's selfish. It's those kinds of conversations. I feel like coming from a place of guilt, trying to manipulate Taurus so that you don't maybe move on with your life in a certain way, that you don't pursue a certain goal. It's important, Taurus, that you realize where this energy and where these conversations are coming from. This is not for you to take on like that. That heaviness, that pain in your heart, breathe through that. Sea salt baths, sage, but definitely distance yourself from people who are putting that kind of heaviness on your heart and in your chest. If you are feeling that level of intensity that I was feeling, that physical sensation of pain in the chest, it feels like it could start to manifest into issues with anxiety. I want to make sure that you guys don't manifest coughs and issues in the heart chakra physically over the course of September. So it was strong enough that I had to feel it. Spirit wanted me to talk to you guys about it. Pay attention. We have all these sirens in the background too, right? Just to make this point. Pay attention to how other people are making you feel and how that's sitting in the heart space, okay? If you feel happy and joyful, trust that. If people are making you feel heavy, and my God, if you are feeling that level of intensity, whether it's emotional intensity, emotional pain, or that physical intensity and pain, cut those ties, see that that's deceptive and that's manipulative, and keep it moving, because otherwise that may manifest into something more serious this month. I know this is intense. We're going to jump into this, get a little bit more clarity, okay? Taurus, general overview. September 2019. Okay, you're making steady progress. It feels like you're making steady progress walking away from somebody or something. It's like you're really moving on, or you already have moved on with your life. You don't need to feel guilt about that. This feels like exactly what you needed to do for you. You're making progress and you're doing a great job at it, Taurus. Don't let anybody slow you down. Don't let anybody second guess what you've been doing and what you've been pouring your time and your work and your intentions into, okay? Yeah. Not surprised that this is going to pop. Center of your reading, time to go. Okay, let me hold these up. You're making steady progress, moving on. Somebody, and this could be a romantic partner, this could be family, but this could also be in the workspace, okay? This is still your general overview right now. Somebody's having a hard time watching you move on. You've either surpassed some sort of success that somebody else has. It feels like you may have achieved a goal that somebody else wanted to achieve, but now you've done it, or you're very close. You're on the brink of something much bigger. I definitely feel, Taurus, on the brink of something much bigger across the board. This doesn't just pertain to career, family life, romantic for sure, but somebody's upset. Somebody's upset that you're moving forward. They feel like they're being left behind, and honestly, some of these people do need to be left behind. I'm also picking up, you may have people from the past showing up, asking you to give them a second shot. Now, this isn't just going to be romantic partners, okay? I'm definitely feeling some friends that you've cut off or family that you've cut off showing up like, look at all I've done for you. Are you not grateful? We used to be best friends. We used to spend day in and day out together. Why won't you answer the phone? Why won't you make time for me? It's because they were toxic, right? Something was off. You trusted that. You moved on with your life. Do expect some of that. Do expect this could come from family too, Taurus. So you have to stick to your guns this month. Someone's going to test that. It really comes through strong, especially at the beginning of the month, okay? But when you move past that, okay, you acknowledge who that is. You recognize that that guilt is not something that is of your highest good to take on. You keep it moving. Angels, universe, divine are really trying to reward you for this movement forward, okay? You have passed that energy and you're able to invest your energy and your time and attention and back into law of attraction. You'll manifest quickly this month. As long as you continue to move forward, make sure that you're taking steps forward, but that you are making time for law of attraction. This is really important for you guys. Make sure no one's distracting you from your work and from your spiritual intentions, your spiritual practices. Wow, I know what card this is already. Heart chakra. I'm telling you, okay? Steady progress is being clarified by heart chakra. It feels like that guilt, someone pulling at the heartstrings, can interrupt the steady progress, and you're not meant to interrupt this, okay? But for those of you who have already been working on something heart chakra related, especially for those of you who've been grieving a bit, who've been going through breakups, or cutting ties with old partners with work, friendships, family, whoever that happens to be, it does feel like a particular person is involved here, like one person, not necessarily a collective group. There's been some pain here, okay, in the heart chakra. There's been some heaviness here, but you are also making progress working through that. So if this is something that's been lingering for quite some time, Spirit does recognize your work. Spirit does recognize that you are healing, but there is still some work here to do. Also utilize law of attraction to heal your heart. This doesn't just have to do with manifesting money and love and career. Manifest healing for yourself. Manifest healing on an emotional level. Manifest people who support your heart chakra. Manifest people who support your growth in general, okay? That's really important. Pay attention to your heart. I'm also going to tell you this, Taurus. If you don't feel like that applies to you directly, don't be surprised if someone is showing up and asking for your help this month to help them through some sort of grief or some sort of pain in that area, okay? That may also get in the way of work, but it does feel like if that's a close friend, a close family member, I'm feeling some of you who have children that are older, moved out of the house, like older as adults, they may be calling you up like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm grieving, I'm having a hard time, can we talk about it? That's obviously worth it. Look, child at the bottom of the deck here right now, okay? So some of you may have, like I said, that adult child calling you and saying, I'm struggling through something, can we talk? Of course, that's worth your time. That close family member, that close friend, of course, they're worth your time. But if someone's showing up and asking you to help them and they really belong in the past, Taurus, you got to trust that this month, okay? Don't let anybody pull you off course. But I don't think you will. I think you know. I feel like Taurus has much healthier boundaries now than in months past. Taurus is just growing by leaps and bounds, you know, and you prioritizing self-love. This is just a reminder to continue to do that. Time to go again, center the reading. Focusing on service. What I love about this isn't necessarily focusing on service, servicing, you know, being of help just to family and friends. This feels work related, okay? So it feels like you are leaving some sort of job or some sort of work environment that is not fulfilling for you, that's toxic for you, and you're moving forward in a way that helps other people. For many of you, this is either a side project or a whole new career. It's beneficial for other people, and this needs to be out there. This is why this message comes through so strong. Don't get stuck in that space feeling guilty because you had to move on with your life. Spirit is showing you signs that you're supposed to be moving toward this and moving away from whoever or whatever this is. You should be seeing signs. If you're paying attention, there are signs out there for you. They should be obvious signs for you, but you can also manifest them. Universe, please show me signs that I cannot miss so that I know I am making the right step by moving forward with my life, okay? But I see this, right? Side by side, heart chakra, focusing on service. I think you guys make phenomenal therapists, energy workers. Many of you are also very spiritual as well. You may start to branch off and do something in that healing, energy healing space as well. Pursue that, because even if it doesn't, even if it can't replace a current job from day one, it may a year from now if you start now, okay? If you launch something now, it feels like over the next year, if you're launching a new business, even if it's just like a side project or it's just extra money, it feels like you're going to see growth that you didn't expect. I love this. This is beautiful. Law of attraction is being clarified by play. Ask universe to provide you the opportunity to go spend more time with your children, to work a little less so that you can attend to matters of the heart, so you can attend to your inner child, okay? I also feel like this has to do with inner child healing. You're not the only sign this is coming up for right now, okay? So you may have some crossover. I feel like this is coming up pretty strong for Aquarius. You may have Aquarius in your chart, be dealing with an Aquarius. I feel like this was coming up for Pisces as well. Play. Get out there and play. What this is going to do for you, as long as you make time for it, it's going to heal your heart chakra. It's just going to heal you. I see if you're a parent, you're spending time with children. And it doesn't matter how old they are. You're still playful. You're still having fun. It does feel like if your child is the one going through an issue right now, especially if they're older, you are the one who's going to help them through it. You are the one who's going to hold their hand. You're going to hold space for their healing. But again, that may wind up sparking this interest on a much bigger level. This may be the beginning of you stepping out and helping other people, strangers, having your own clientele, starting some sort of business in the healing arts for yourself, because you see how powerful that healing was and how incredible it made you feel to help your child heal or somebody close to you heal, okay? Crowning your reading is Daydream. There's a big emphasis on law of attraction. Make it work for you this month. Make sure that you're not so busy that you forget to ask universe for what it is that you want. So cute. There are these little kids walking by, like a huge group of little kids. I don't know if you can hear that, just screaming and having so much fun, like little kids. They're probably like 6 years old from their little voices. I'm telling you, there's something with children. There's definitely something with children here. Children comes through very strong for Pisces right now. So again, you may have some Aquarius, you may have some Pisces in your chart. But this is about manifesting from a place of passion, okay? Where does your mind go when you're not trying to think too hard? What are you truly passionate about? Taurus, I think you're passionate about making a difference. I think that you're passionate about helping other people. How can you turn it into a business? How can you incorporate that into your life? It feels like your soul needs that. You may want to help children, okay? Manifest it. Ask for it. But make sure if you are the one who needs to heal, make sure you take the time out to do that over the next couple of weeks. No taking on anybody's energy or anybody's guilt. Bottom of the deck, okay, we're just cleansing. This is about cleansing the heart chakra. You're healing. You're either helping somebody else heal or you are healing. But it feels like this gets resolved over the first 2 weeks. If someone's pulling at the heartstrings, at your heartstrings, and it's from that place of guilt, One, I think you're going to see that pretty clearly. If you're not seeing that clearly coming into September, you will over the first 2 weeks, and you're just going to cut it out. Those aren't even conversations you're going to entertain anymore, okay? But you're still going to need to do some cord cutting, some energy cleansing, some sea salt baths. Drink a lot more water than you normally do. Below this, be assertive, okay? Anybody coming from that place, just call them out on it. You don't have to get angry. You don't have to be aggressive. But it is important to let somebody know that you know what's going on, okay? You know their intentions are not necessarily in the right place. If that's the case, all right, Taurus, let's take a look at love here. Taurus in love, September 2019. Taurus in love, September 2019. Taurus, I feel you traveling. If you travel, you'll meet somebody. If you travel by water, you may meet more than one person. But I'm definitely feeling a lot of travel for Taurus in the month ahead. Or at least book to travel. Even if you don't physically travel in the month of September, it feels like you'll be making those kinds of commitments. That feels really good for your love life. So if you're in a committed relationship, consider traveling together if you can. Again, this doesn't have to be like some super lengthy trip, but it does feel like it would be beneficial to get out of stressful environments, especially if you feel like you've been overwhelmed with work lately, because your partner may need to reconnect. If you're single, don't be surprised if you travel and you meet a really solid partner while you're away. But it feels like something you wouldn't be trying to do. You wouldn't be trying or consciously out there seeking a new partner. It just feels like somebody who'd be placed in your path. You'll have a good result if you're open to that. Okay, Taurus in love, September 2019. Trust in the process. If you're single, trust in the process, okay? But I also feel somebody trustworthy coming through for you. If you're single, there's somebody trustworthy coming through for you. This also feels like this could be a really good friend. You may experience a romantic connection with somebody who up to this point has just been a really great friend for you. They're trustworthy to the core. This feels really grounded, like you, Taurus. I'm feeling maybe Virgo. You may attract another Taurus, but definitely earth sign energy comes through them. Even if they're not earth sign sun, it feels like somebody, this new partner, again, if you're single calling in a new partner, it feels like if they're not like an earth sign sun, then they would be both like Taurus moon, Taurus rising, or something like that, because they're just so grounded. But there's romance here. That's what makes me think you may be calling in another Taurus as well. But I also feel like you have trustworthy partners if you are already in a committed relationship. It's someone you can trust. It's a relationship you trust. Center of the reading. It's not so much that you have this religious connection. For some of you, you may. But it just feels like you belong in each other's spiritual path, okay? There's definitely this soulmate element, and it feels trustworthy. I'm really getting friendships here with both of these cards, even looking at them side by side. It's almost like a friend evolves in to more of a romantic soulmate kind of relationship because they are already a soulmate, but it may not be somebody you would have ever thought you'd have a romantic relationship with. So keep an open mind, okay? All right. Calling in a soulmate. If you're single, travel if you can. Trust if you're feeling that spark with a friend. Trust it. It would be mutual, especially if they're grounded. I just see you doing really well with somebody grounded right now. I see you maybe being tempted by an air sign and wanting to have fun. But if they're, yeah, okay, I'm definitely getting air sign with this for sure. Taurus, I'm seeing you have a lot of fun with a Gemini, to be honest with you. I'm getting a lot of Gemini energy here in love. But I feel like for you to have a successful relationship with Gemini, they also have to be able to show you really grounded qualities. And that's why I'm feeling like maybe it's a Gemini sun, but like their Capricorn moon or something like that. It feels very romantic. I just keep getting romance. I was getting romance here, like grounded romance, and this is more like fun romance. So this could be you being grounded and romantic, okay? That's very typical of a Taurus. It's beautiful that you guys tend to be like that. And say like more of a Gemini, like that flirtatious kind of fun, playful energy, but still kind of romantic. This would be a really good balance for you as long as your air sign or whoever this person is those grounding qualities, because I think if somebody new shows up and they tend to be a little bit unreliable and they're not quite as an evolved sign or an evolved air sign, I don't think that you're going to invest too much energy there. It really feels like you're craving security right now. But definitely calling it a soulmate nonetheless. They don't have to be an air sign. They don't even have to be an earth sign, but it is definitely somebody reliable. Somebody reliable and also somebody who can meet you in this very romantic place. I'm seeing a lot of flowers. I'm seeing a lot of like kisses while you're out and like PDA, but really loving it and not caring, you know, like really craving that with this partner and then being totally okay with it too. Okay, so we have this spiritual connection. Clarify by paying attention to the red flags. For some of you, this could be a soulmate. This could be a separate person that you had a soulmate connection with, not necessarily the new soulmate that I'm feeling coming in, pulling at the heartstrings. If you're spending time with anybody or entertaining conversations with anybody and they're bringing you down, they're hurting your heart chakra, especially if they've broken your heart in the past, I don't see it of the highest good for you to entertain speaking to them, seeing them, entertaining that person in your life at all, okay? Be conscious of that. If you are in a committed relationship with somebody, you may be dealing, again, that could be family, it could be work related, that person creating like that heaviness or pulling at the heartstrings. Actually, I'm getting an X for you too. Pay attention to where that energy stems from. It feels very deceitful, but if you are in a committed relationship, and it's a healthy committed relationship, I just don't see the red flags coming from your partner. It feels external, okay? Now, again, if you're single, that could be like that past tense soulmate, but you are calling in a much more evolved soulmate. This person just feels stable. They feel like someone you can trust, but it does feel like you have to clear out some energy here as well. Be conscious. You don't need to entertain texts or phone calls from exes. If you guys have children, maybe that's a different story. But if you don't work together, I really suggest not entertaining that communication. It just doesn't feel like it's going to make you feel good this month if you do. Okay, so let's get back to the positive here. Calling in a soulmate here. Clarified. I'm telling you, there's chemistry here. There's so much flirtation, but there's romance. And it really, this person, especially if you are meeting somebody new, which it feels like you will, especially if you're traveling, Taurus. Somebody sweeps you off your feet. It's romantic. It's fun. It's lighthearted, okay? I don't see major commitments necessarily being made in September, but it feels like this is someone where you would head toward commitment with pretty quickly. There's a lot of chemistry. This isn't superficial. If you feel like you're calling in people where there is only that physical chemistry and nothing else there, hold out. There's somebody worth waiting for, okay? Committed relationships. It feels like you guys, again, it feels like somebody may have been working too much, and odds are, Taurus, that was probably you. You've been very, very busy on the work front, and you may have had a partner very supportive, but also really missing you. You got to get that romance back, but it feels like you get that back. So it's not just about reconnecting or traveling and having fun. There's also this emphasis on needing to bring romance back to a current relationship as well. If there is a sign who can do that, it is you. Taurus, you guys are the kings and queens of romance. And I'm talking like really go all in. Your soulmate partner is still in love with you. It feels like they just need a little bit of that extra energy because they haven't been spending as much time as they would like with you. But they will respond very, very well. Crowning your reading. I think this is why some of you are getting that guilt trip. Like, you broke up the family. How can you move on from this? No, Taurus, you're not entertaining those conversations. You know you've made the right move. Please trust that. This card also comes through for those of you in committed relationships. It's that separation because you've been working too much. You need to close that gap, okay? It does feel like that could also be hurting somebody's heart because they miss you, and maybe they're not feeling like they're a priority to you right now. And Taurus, I know you don't want your partner to go through that, okay? And if you're feeling like that because somebody's working too much, communicate about it. Your partner's not going to want you feeling like that. They'll make up for that, okay? You deserve love, self-love. Also followed by bottom of the deck, finances, and ooh, I gotta show you this, finances and career, and then soulmate. Okay, so there's a whole lot of soulmate energy going on here. It does feel like there needs to be a little bit of a better work-life balance, but it's okay, Taurus. You guys have a lot on your plate. I know you guys are doing the best that you can do. Carve out some time for romance. So you owe it to yourself, you owe it to current partners. Pay attention to whatever this is. I'm telling you, like, I almost couldn't record your video, and now that I'm talking to you about it, that feeling and that sensation has almost subsided, okay? So trust that it may come and go quickly, but you have to acknowledge it. Pay attention to people who are weighing heavy on your heart. They just don't belong in the picture, or at least not those kinds of conversations. Have healthy boundaries, okay? Because you have all sorts of soulmate and romance. You have all sorts of positivity on the work front as well. Things are really, really in a good place for you. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck feeling bad for something you shouldn't be feeling guilty about. Okay, Taurus? All right, I love you guys. If you feel like you need more clarity, reach out to me. I'm available for private readings, for energy healing. You guys know I'm a shaman. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm available for energy healing if you feel like you need it, especially for what's going on here. But again, sending so much love, light, gratitude in the meantime. I'll see you guys back here mid-month for your mid-month love reading. Love you, Taurus. Ciao.